gentlemen, 200K select, Dr. Karl Anderson.
That was my butterfly thing, you know. Actually, it's spooky weird, you know. I'm sitting down in the audience and Joe starts talking about the butterfly effect. I was reading that actual paper about 4 days ago about the chaos theory and butterfly effect by Edward Lawrence. And so it was just like, oh, this is like weird, you know. But I'm Dr. Karl Anderson, and I'm not a real doctor, so I want to get that clear real straight. I'm just, I'm not an RD. I'm a highly specialized dentist, okay? And I've got a lot of elemental P's after my name, but I want you to understand out there that for me, I look at the science, I looked at some of the scientific validity, and it's my nature. That's what I like to do, and I want to know why things work, and that's just my nature. But I want it very clear that you don't need to know that to build a very large business, okay? My upline sponsor, Rich, I can hear him laughing. I can see you out there in the shadows somewhere. Give me the message if you want to cut me off again, yeah. Rich would always get a little scared when I talk, and I have been known to get a little wild on stage, folks, and I'll try to calm myself down. They've been coaching me for like 2 days, you know, be careful. But I'm up here because Scott Smith was a corporate, obviously you know who Scott Smith is, a general manager, and he was down in Branson, Missouri. And Ron Bryce invited me to come down. Where is Branson out there? Yeah. And it was one of the first times, you know, a corporate person was sitting there while I was doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? And so all of a sudden I get a call a couple weeks later, Scott Smith calling from Xango Corporation. I thought, oh, crap. I'm busted. They're gonna take away my check, you know? And he says, Karl, I'm going, yeah. And he says, we'd like you to tell a story that you told in Branson. What? You want me to actually repeat the story? And he says, yeah. So what I'm saying is, you don't need all these elemental P's after your name, but what I do believe, Scott said, you know, he says, yeah, you got so much passion for the product. We'd like you to tell a product story. You got such passion for the product. And, you know, of course, if he would have asked Rich, and I could certainly tell him, you know, Scott, I got passion for life, you know? I mean, the product, Xango product is great, right? But I got a passion for life. Trust me, I tried the alternative. It didn't work so well, you know? So I got a passion for life, and this product was why I got in the business. I wouldn't have gotten in the business. I didn't believe Richard. I mean, my gosh, the guy was in 20 deals before this one, okay? I always say Rich is a professional salesman. He could sell ice to Eskimos. I was his #1 Eskimo, you know? So when he said, this is going to be the big one, well, he said that about the last 3 things, you know? But he related how the product might help me with some problems I was having with arthritic pain. He didn't give me any guarantees, and I can't give people guarantees, and we don't do that. But he said, try it, you might like it, okay? And so I did, and that started my Xango journey and my Xango story. And I've used Xango product ever since. I use all the Xango products. I mean, I can't understand people being in a Xango business and not using all our products. I mean, I use them on the inside and my outside, yeah? But I'm going to tell you a story that actually is not my story, it's my grandson's story, okay? He came back from the war in Iraq. And I know, Ray, you're saying, well, how could he possibly be old enough to have a grandson in Iraq? Another product testimony, isn't it? Xango, yeah? But, no, I have 7 children and 8 grandchildren, and, you know, God, I love them all, but, you know, I never wanted any of them. You know, I'll be honest, I just wanted sex, you know? But it's not like fishing, you know. It's not like you're sitting in a fishing boat and you say, no, that's a keeper, you know, oh, that's a good one, you know, to throw that one overboard. You know, and once you got them, you keep them, you know. So anyway, some of you actually met Jimmy in Minneapolis, I think it was a couple years ago when he was home on leave from Iraq. Jimmy is in 10th Mountain Division in Iraq, and he came back with some troubles. And I started doing some research, and I think this slide shows a little bit and talks a little bit about it. I mean, people are really not aware that these Iraq and Afghan veterans are coming back, and almost as many of them are committing suicide on this side than died in actual combat on that side. Now, is that a sad state of affairs? Something wrong with that picture? You know, even the VA says the veterans that are under treatment right now are attempting suicide at 1,000 a month. Do you think there might be some kind of problem going on there? I don't know. You know, and Jimmy, I noticed, you know, we don't drink in our households anymore. I'm not Puritan. I used to do my fair share, you know. But that's how I got so many kids. But anyway. Truth again, you know. I'm going to just lay out the truth. If you can't handle it, regulators, go home, you know. But in either case, Jimmy came back, and my son Andrew doesn't drink either, and he says, you know, Jimmy's going out every night, and he's sitting in his pickup truck, and he's polishing off a bottle of Jack Daniels, for some of you folks that don't understand. And that's how he goes to sleep every night. I said, Andrew, I think you can't really push him on that. Just let him do what he needs to do. You know, he's just sedating himself is what he's doing, you know. And he went along like that for a period of time, but the story really starts with, and I'm going to go back to my notes because, you know, you guys scare me, and I forgot what the heck I was saying. But anyway, Mom's got Alzheimer's, I got Sometimers. But anyway, oh, I'm supposed to click this. Yeah, okay. I forgot, they gave me a pickle. They call this thing a pickle. I go, that's cool. Okay. Did it work? No. Oh, hey, it did. Jimmy was over in this area called the Triangle of Death. Can you imagine a 19-year-old? Actually, he spent his 19th and his 20th birthday over in Iraq. That's what his birthday present. He was in Iraq for his 19th and his 20th-year-old birthday. He comes back from Iraq. He's got all these tattoos all over his arm. I mean, all down his arm. I go, what the heck is that? You know, I mean, I'm from the east side. We're used to tattoos. I thought they were birthmarks when I was growing up, but I found out people put them on. But he has names, you know, and I said, what is that going on there, Jimmy? He says, Grandpa, you know, he says, and I don't want to get emotional on you, but he says, all my friends are only 18, 19 years old, you know. If we die over there, nobody's ever going to know who we are. We never did nothing, you know. Who's going to remember us? So the guys all make pact with each other that if they die on that side, the other guys got to get their names on it. So those were his names of his buddies. Some of his buddies, the ones they did in Algiers where they chopped their heads off, that was Jimmy's buddies. Jimmy was 10th Mountain Division. He was a sniper. Do you think he might have done some things that maybe got him a little bit out of balance? I don't know. I think